Welcome to the Business Behind the Scene podcast with Francesca Moi, where we talk all about real business problems, real solutions, and getting actual results in your business. Hello, and welcome to episode number 212 of Business Behind the Scene. I've got lots of positive feedback from last week podcast where we talked about one of the biggest objections that we get from clients is like, oh, I don't need it offshore because I've got local stuff. And that podcast helped a lot of you. And thank you so much for your feedback, by the way. And what I wanted to talk to you today is another objection that we get a lot that I noticed that people have a belief that I know that I'm busy, but I don't have time to train someone right now. I'm too busy. And let me just wait a couple of more months. When I hear that, I often think of, it's a perception that training a virtual assistant will be time intensive, that it's going to be really stretch them even thinner, that they're already busy and, why now? Let's just do it later. I don't know you, but in my business, there is never a later. If I'm busy now and I don't edit anything and I don't change anything and I don't hire someone, I'm never going to stop being busy. So the right time to hire someone, to train someone, it really isn't there. There's never going to be. And I know that parents say that there's never going to be the right time to have a kid. You're always going to have, it's not the right financially, whatever. So we just need to realize that the right time to hire a virtual assistant or offshore staff member or even a local staff member, the right time to hire is not when you have time to train them, but when you know that your business is growing. If you're in a growth phase, if you know that your business, it's, you're going to be even busier later on, that you got momentum, that is the time that you need to hire, regardless if you have time or not, because there's never going to be a time that you have time. The only time that you have time is when the business is slow. And when the business is slow, you're not going to have the financial capacity to do it. So it's like the chicken and the egg, right? It's like, when do I hire a virtual assistant? When I have the money or when I have the time? Neither of those, right? You need to hire a virtual assistant when the momentum of your business is good enough for you to justify that cost, of course. And you will need to find the time to train the VA. But what I mean by that is that the virtual assistant, the offshore staff or the local staff by the meaning, can just sit down with you or with the team member that are taking the tasks from and shadow them. There doesn't have to be that person is you have to sit with them for months and teach them everything. The business must go on. The show must go on, right? You got to keep working. You got to keep doing the things, but you can just have this person be training next to it, right? Doesn't have to take any extra time. Doesn't have to, you don't have to give them tasks straight away. You don't have to spend time. You just have them sit there to shadow you. And when you're busy is the best time to get shadowing you, because they understand the type of business. And if it's too much, they can say it right away. Hiring people, I actually done that. I made my own mistake. I hired someone in Christmas and I was free, right? So I spent a lot of time training this person. Guess what? This person, it wasn't the right person because they got used to being slow and have time and she chat with me. And when we got back to business, they couldn't keep up. So it's actually better. And I've hired for the same role. I just hired when I was busy. And yes, I don't have much time to spend with this person, but this person is like hit the ground running because they are learning as we go. And that is probably the best way to do it. So in our business also, we only hire virtual assistants or offshore staff members that already have experience and they already know corporate worlds. So they already know how to use computers. They already know how to be a EA. Already know how to support business owners. So they already are trained, and we also train them more in how to be a virtual assistant. So sometimes it's like understanding that the virtual assistant will help the business no matter how busy you are. And we cannot wait until the right time. We need to do it the other way. So sometimes we have to understand that it's never going to be the right time. The right time is when your business is gaining momentum and things are going to work out like that. So we often hear business owners that have hired local staff members and they are too busy. And I was telling you that the other day, and they're thinking, oh, right now is not the right time. I actually like that. Hire someone local, like hire someone offshore, and train them together, because that will help also for the hierarchy, to not have someone that is too thinking that are like they're higher than the other one. So hire them together. They will help each other out. They will learn how to be buddies. They will learn how to communicate on online tools. So there's gonna be a way that they're both learning the way to work together, rather than having someone first or hire a local team member, because then you have to repeat yourself. You have to rehire yourself and retrain the staff as well. So I find it valuable to just do it together if you have a possibility, obviously financially, but just obviously it's going to take time to hire someone. But if you don't do it, like, this is the other thing that I think of myself, right? If I don't hire someone now and I'm keep being busy, first I'm going to burn out. So the moment that I hire someone in the future, I will be not the best boss, because I will be angry and resentful to the business, to them, to everybody, right? So I don't think I want to be that type of person anyway. Then if I don't hire someone now, and I'm just, the only benefit is that I'm going to become more experienced in the role, but I don't need more experience. I'm already good in the role. So I need someone to shadow me to become good in the role. And the more I delay this, the more the business is going to reliant on me or on the key person, right? So I need to hurry up and hire someone to also have a contingency plan. If someone quits, if something happened to the business, something happened to me, I've got multiple people trained in that position, rather than just be all of the business reliant on one person. So there's multiple reasons why hiring a virtual assistant or offshore staff member now is way more valuable than hiring later, right? So they're going to have more time to get experience. They're going to have more time to be with you. They're going to have time to shadow you, because you're not in a rush. When we're waiting too long and we're waiting that is the right time, and that happens all the time, people come to us and they're like, okay, I'm ready for a VA. Can I have one now? And I'm like, no, it's going to take 4 to 6 weeks for us to find the right person, to find a person that is the right match. And if you hear agencies that are like, no, we can find you someone immediately. I mean, sometimes we do too, but we don't promise that, because I'd rather find a client, the virtual assistant, that is the right match for them, for the business, rather than matching with someone that is available in my pool of VAs without caring if that person is the right match. I mean, if the stars aligned and I can find the right person in a couple of weeks or in a couple of days, miracle, let's do it. But that's never my promise. My promise is always, it can take up to 4 to 6 weeks, because I prefer that we take our time now rather than waste your time. If I find you someone that is not the right match, we're going to have to start again. And that is going to give you a bad experience, which is, you're the most important thing. So be careful also of what people are promising you. If you don't come back when you need a VA now, if you know that you need a VA in the next couple of months, start looking, start working with an agency that can find you the right person, and hire slow and fire fast. Don't come to an agency or don't go and hire when you need someone now, because that means that you're not going to have time to choose the right person. You're not going to have time to, you're not going to have the space and the mental space to do it. You got to do it now. Now is the answer. And I mean, I've been doing this for the last 11 years, and I love hiring people, and I love the freshness that they bring to the business, the new point of view, and the new ideas. If I keep waiting to hire those people, that value is also going to come later. So I prefer that they come now that we are busy, so that they can jump into the train and go with it, and they either hang on or they fall. I'd rather do it that way. So this is one of the things that you guys know me by now. I love to do things fast, but I do train people. I do teach people to not just jump on when it's too late, when you don't have a chance to make the right decision. Because when we are rushing, we also don't make the right decision. But what I mean by rushing, if you say no to a VA now, to hiring a local staff member or an offshore staff member now, that means that when you're going to be ready, you're going to be even busier than now. So the answer is always now, always, 99% of the time. Let's say that. Okay, everybody, I hope that you enjoyed this podcast. Keep giving us feedback. We love to hear what you want to hear on this podcast. So comment below or email us or whatever you can do. And lots of you from last week, you got your tickets to conference. There is still a couple of weeks to go to this discount price. So get onto it now. It's in Brisbane in May 2025. The dates are 20. I can tell you in a second. Can you guys believe it? It's like, yay, what is the date of the... So it's going to be on the 22nd and 23rd of May, 2025. And it's going to be on fire. We already have people getting tickets. Our goal is to have 120 to 150 people in the room. We have lined up of 4 incredible speakers. So do not let this go. Grab your tickets now. We have a 2-for-1 at the moment as well. We have Joe Panev speaking, Tony Meredith, Natasha Denman, myself, and we're all going to talk about all these topics: mistakes in business, things that we learn from the business, how to sell, how to do leadership, how to have the right mindset, how to be resilient, how to delegate, how to have time management. All of that is happening at the conference. So get your tickets now. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next week. Thank you so much for listening to this amazing podcast. Now, if you enjoyed this, you're definitely going to love my Facebook group where I've got over 11,000 people in it, and they're all business owners successful like you. It's called the Successful Entrepreneur Lounge, and in there I do classes every week, and I get to interview my clients, and I get to teach you all the things that I've done to get my business to 100K plus a month. So I look forward to have you in there. It's called the Successful Entrepreneur Lounge Facebook group in Facebook. I look forward to see you there. Ciao.